Well, thanks, Beth, for coming in and chatting with me.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about a concern I have. I've noticed that, including today and over the last couple months, that you've been coming in anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes late, and wanted to hear a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, let me start by reassuring you that anytime I come in late, the amount of time that I stay late is at least that much, if not more. Usually it's more. I definitely don't want to be seen as somebody who's trying to cheat the organization. I'm committed to my job. I think I drive my kids to school each morning, and now that they are in high school, their day starts a little bit later. They're at a different school, and so in the mornings I drop them off just as soon as the gates to the school open up, and I drive as fast as I can to work, and if there's no traffic or any problem with an accident, I get to work just in time. If there's a backup or a delay on the roads, then I end up being a few minutes late.
So what I hear you saying is, one, you feel like you really put in a lot, your full days of work, whether you're late or not. You make sure you stay late if
Definitely.
you come in late. I also hear you saying some things have changed in life with your kids, and trying to get them to school and then try to get to work can be very complicated and often can make you late.
It's trying to do maybe too many things at the same exact time. And I've struggled with this. I've thought a lot about, what to do. I recognize that our company has strict policies on arriving on time, and I want to do that within reason. There are limits, and one of the limits that I've run up against is there's an early point that I can drop the kids off, and if I drop them off earlier, we start looking at safety issues because the gates aren't open.
Gotcha. So you recognize that the expectations are that you're here on time. But at the same time, you also been trying to figure out what to do, and some of the solutions, like dropping kids off earlier, isn't really viable.
Well, I've been dropping them off as early as I can, so I've kind of maximized that. But yeah, it's not a possibility for me to drop them off earlier than I am.
So it sounds like we're kind of at a spot where, one, you know that expectations, you got to be here on time.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you also have family issues where you have to take care of your kids, and they're really butting up against each other. So what do we do to help resolve this issue?
Well, I guess if I had a magic wand, I would ask for flexibility. In other words, if it's 15 minutes, if it's 30 minutes, as long as it's not affecting the quality of my work, I'm not missing meetings or things that I have to be doing, that as long as I'm putting my time in and getting my work done and doing a good job of it, that I could have that flexibility. That would be ideal.
Right. So you would like it if we could, bend a little bit, make it so you could work, come in when you got here and then work your 8 hours.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. Unfortunately, my hands are tied on that one. And there are the occasional times, if you don't mind me sharing, that, if like there's an accident or some kind of crisis that happens, give me a call and we can work that out.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other days, you're noticing,
Yeah, it's kind of a chronic issue because it's every day that I'm pushing up against the clock.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so can I just tell you one of the things that kind of bothers me?
Yeah,
that,
of course.
I feel like, and it's not you as my supervisor, but I feel like this system is so rigid in situations like that. So there's a lot of focus on, get there right at a certain time. But nobody's paying any attention to the fact that, an hour past when my schedule says I can leave, I'm still there working. And so I guess I feel this sort of, I don't want to say resentment, but a little bit resentful of the fact that we're even having to have a conversation about this, because I feel like, geez, I'm putting in these long hours. I care the world about the quality of what I'm doing. I am doing the best I can in terms of of getting the kids to school and getting here, and it's not good enough. There's no recognition of my end of the deal. It doesn't feel like a team. It feels like, we have these rules and we don't care about the reason for the rules. We care about the rules.
Right. So you're a good quality employee that's a professional and you'd like to be treated that way.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like, if we're down to time cards or, marking when somebody walks in the door, we've sort of lost the essence of why we're doing that.
So it sounds like on my end, I could definitely do better at paying more attention to what's going on at the end of the day as much as the beginning of the day. And I can definitely do that. I can appreciate the working long hours beyond the time and not having any notice, so I could do better there. So I'll go forward and do that. With mornings, what do you think we could do there?
Well, short of being able to shift the schedule or have the flexibility in the schedule, like I said, I've kind of racked my brain. I suppose what I'm going to have to do is on those days where there's traffic, if I can't change my schedule, I don't have another family member that's able to drive the kids. Once my son is safely old enough to drive, we may be able to solve that. So this may be only a year or two in the making. But in the meantime, I guess what I'm going to have to do is on those days that there's a delay of 15 minutes, I'm going to need to take that out of my vacation time. I don't know any other way because I don't know how to do both. I got to do both. I got to get them to school. I got to do my work.
Right. So it's still those competing demands. It's hard to see a solution outside of just taking time off.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if maybe, it doesn't sound like we're going to find a solution here at this moment. What if we come back together on this and you take some time, I take some time, and we just kind of brainstorm on this and see what we can come up with?
That would be fine. I mean, I'm happy to keep looking into, carpooling and some of the things.
Okay.
And until we get this figured out. I just haven't had a lot of success with that yet. But I mean, I'm trying.
I can tell. You're definitely someone that wants to do well here.
It's important to me that I don't get categorized as somebody who doesn't care or slacker just because of this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being willing to take a look at what might be able to be done, and let's figure something out because we want to definitely make this a good place for you to work, not a place where it's stressing you out.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time.
Thanks.